So here we're seeing the vampire bat displaying really how it laps blood out of the animal that it's feeding on. You can see some key features like how the tongue really has these cool grooves that allow the blood to flow back. The tongue also excretes an anticoagulant, which really keeps the blood flowing. So the way that the vampire bat feeds is not by sucking blood through its big canine teeth, but rather making a small divot into the flesh of the animal and then lapping it up with its tongue. Completely dark, so that's often after the moon has disappeared from the sky. You can see these bats are really good flyers, but they're also incredibly good on the ground. And this is a really rare trait for a bat species, to be able to walk on the ground, even hop and run. And this provides a really nice way for the bats to avoid getting squashed or getting captured by the animals that they're trying to feed on. So it can either hop up to the animal or it can fly directly onto the animal, landing, often in the case of a cow, it'll land on the back. The bat will then use some infrared sensors, basically trying to find the part of the animal where the blood is flowing most close to the skin, and that's the site that it'll use to make that initial bite wound, and then lap up the blood. Cows obviously feel the bat landing and try to even get the bat off of them, but eventually the cow gives up and the bats are able to return to the spot where they want it to feed. At least it's not bothered enough that it continues to struggle against the bat. There is something a little bit creepy about a mammal that lives exclusively on blood. And a lot of the behaviors that you see in a vampire bat, things like creeping around and having that really long tongue and triangular teeth, all of that fits into the kind of Dracula vampire stereotype. So it is in some ways a fair characterization, but it's also important to note that these are totally fascinating animals that are completely and perfectly adapted to their lifestyle of feeding just on blood.
These animals have no bones, so that is pure muscle.
And let's not forget the thousands of independently moving suction cups along its grappling arms.
Her suction cups alone are so... Now, if I put my arm in there, she will hold on to me, and she will try to crawl up my arm, but it's not to hurt me. She's just curious, wants to feel, and she's tasting with all her suckers. They don't pull down ships and eat sailors.
The octopus moves around with its arms, as well as its siphon, which is also used for respiration.
So if she takes a lot of water into her mantle through her gill slits, and then she pushes it out through her siphon really fast, she can jet across the tank really fast.
Gorillas are the largest of all primates. Standing nearly 6 feet tall and weighing 400 pounds, an adult male has the strength of several men. Gorilla troops are normally shy and peaceful, but the dominant male, called a silverback, will defend his territory if provoked. Using grunts and chest thumping, a silverback attempts to intimidate newcomers. If that fails to impress, he drops on all fours and charges. Gorilla charges are mostly bluff. At the last moment, the silverback usually will veer off before making contact, and no one gets hurt. And that's how you survive a gorilla charge.
It's a bit crowded at the best South Florida restaurants, but the menu makes it worth it. For the exceptionally clever alligator, there may be a rare and very special item on the menu. It's breeding time for the egrets. The birds are so tantalizingly close, the alligators can practically taste them. The egrets are busy nest building and quite picky about their construction materials. Somehow, the occasional alligator can be seen floating around, balancing a stick perfectly on its nose. Is it just coincidence? Or is this 400-pound reptile with a brain the size of a walnut a master of deception? The egret apparently has eyes only for the stick. And the alligator has snagged the chef's special. This amazing strategy, or wild stroke of luck, has been seen here, but never filmed before.
with a snout shaped like a shovel is imaginatively called the shovel-snouted lizard. He's a shy little boy and likes to escape from the heat and the stage by diving into the cooler sand. In fact, he'll even sleep here. But when he's feeling brave enough to face the limelight, he finds himself in full beam of the stage lights, and it's hot, baking hot. So to stop his feet from burning, he does a June dance.
Yo, I told you, you can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this. Break it down.
Fun as it is, these funky moves are a great way to keep cool in both senses of the word.
They're coming to the very end of their breeding season now. They breed through the winter, incubating the eggs in the darkness of winter. And now as spring arrives and the sea ice breaks up, the chicks are fledging and they'll soon be making their way out to sea.
They look quite similar to their cousin, the king penguin, which we just saw yesterday.
But they are most definitely the largest and most robust. You'll notice they're a bit rounder, and they have feathers which extend all the way down their feet and also down their bills as well to keep them warm in these harsh conditions. In the harshest of conditions in the winter, and what's most important for us is that we rarely get to see them. They're in places generally where the ships can't reach. Only icebreakers or helicopters generally can reach an emperor colony. So today we have a really incredible experience being able to be here with these fantastic birds. Nature that only you can really understand, and it's going to be very difficult for all of us to explain to our family and friends when we get home after this voyage.